Today, we're looking at something really interesting, a set of sources that kind of flips the script on animal welfare.
Yeah, it's not about modern activism as we usually think of it.
Exactly. It's about ancient religious law, specifically from Islam. We're focusing on Qurbani, the ritual sacrifice.
And how its ethical framework really offers a striking contrast to, say, modern industrial farming.
Right. Our sources point out that, we have things like World Farm Animal Day, that's October 2nd coming up, and there's a lot of debate about factory farms. But maybe we're missing these, well, really sophisticated systems for compassionate consumption that have existed for centuries.
That's precisely it. Our mission today is to unpack that framework. We're diving into Islamic laws around Qurbani
Okay.
and looking at how they build this really detailed structure. It's all about compassion, gratitude, and responsibility towards animals.
Compassion, gratitude, responsibility. Got it.
And we'll see how that structure deliberately works to minimize suffering. It's a sharp contrast to the, well, often brutal efficiency of industrial practices today.
So what's the big takeaway right at the start?
The fundamental point, and this is crucial for everything else, is that in Islam, animals aren't just seen as, commodities.
Not just resources.
No, they're considered living creations of Allah entrusted to us with rights and protections.
Entrusted to us. That sounds key.
It absolutely is. It shifts the whole relationship away from simple ownership
Towards what?
towards profound stewardship, a sacred trust, really.
I think that idea, entrusted with rights, that's where the structure really kicks in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because if they have rights, our treatment isn't just like optional kindness.
No, it becomes a spiritual duty.
So why does this system, which, let's face it, centers on taking a life, put such intense focus on mercy and dignity? That seems paradoxical at first glance.
Well, because the act of Qurbani isn't really about the killing itself. It's about submission to God. It's about gratitude.
Yeah.
So, if the animal is treated cruelly or neglected, well, the whole point of the sacrifice is undermined.
The spiritual validity is lost.
Completely. The dignity of the animal is paramount because its life is seen as that sacred trust we mentioned.
Our sources really highlighted some specific instructions from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Yes, they did.
Instructions clearly designed to minimize suffering. I'd love to go through those, not just as rules, but to get at the thinking behind them. What are the main ones?
There are three key directives that really show the depth of this concern, and they all focus on the animal's state, mental and physical, right before the act.
Okay, the lead up is critical.
Absolutely. First, the butcher is told explicitly, never sharpen the knife in front of the animal.
Why that specifically?
Think about the psychology. If the animal sees the blade, sees the preparation, fear kicks in.
Right. And fear in herd animals can spread quickly.
Exactly. So by keeping the tool hidden until the very last moment, the aim is to prevent that psychological terror, that distress.
That's fascinating. It's not just about physical pain then.
Not at all. It's about preventing mental anguish, preventing the animal from anticipating what's coming.
Okay, that's one. What's the second crucial instruction?
Second, the animal has to be given water before the sacrifice.
Water? Seems simple.
It is simple, but it's a profound gesture of dignity, of kindness. It ensures the animal is comfortable, hydrated right up to the end.
It's like a final act of respect.
Precisely, a basic acknowledgement of the creature's needs.
And the third one, this seems more focused on the mechanics of it, but still driven by compassion.
Absolutely. The third rule requires using the sharpest blade possible.
Okay, that makes sense for speed.
Exactly. It's the cornerstone of minimizing physical suffering. The goal is an instantaneous process. Quickest possible separation, least interruption to the nervous system.
Minimizing the experience of pain itself.
Yes. So when you put those three together, no fear, basic comfort like water, and a swift, clean end, the idea is you achieve taking that life with the utmost dignity, gratitude, and reverence.
That really does paint a stark contrast with, images we sometimes see from industrial settings
It does.
where, efficiency and volume might mean long transport, stressful conditions.
Right. Here, the animal's well-being, right up to the very moment, is tied directly to the spiritual validity of the whole act.
So it's not just about the meat afterwards.
Not at all. And if we connect that meticulous care, physical and psychological, to the broader purpose,
Which is?
well, Qurbani is about much more than just getting meat. It represents submission to Allah, yes, but also humility, and crucially, sharing blessings with the community.
Ah, so the food itself becomes a tool for something bigger.
Exactly. It's not just personal sustenance, it's a mechanism for social responsibility.
How does the practice itself kind of enforce that gratitude and maybe prevent, overconsumption or hoarding?
Through mandated distribution, it's built right in.
How does that work?
Typically, the Qurbani ritual requires dividing the meat into 3 parts.
Okay, 3 equal parts.
Generally, yes. 1/3 for the poor and needy, 1/3 for neighbors and relatives, strengthening community ties, and 1/3 for the donor's own family.
So you can't just keep it all.
No, that division acts as a built-in check against greed. It forces you, the consumer, to recognize the blessing isn't just for you.
It has to be shared.
Yes.
Hmm.
Embedding humility right into the act of eating.
It's a powerful blend of worship and charity then.
It really is. And because the spiritual value is tied to the charitable impact, people look for ways to maximize that reach.
Like how?
Well, our sources mentioned a pretty modern application using things like cryptocurrency donations.
Crypto for Qurbani. How does that work?
It allows organizations to collect funds efficiently and organize Qurbani in remote areas, perhaps places donors couldn't reach themselves.
That's quite a modern twist on an ancient duty.
Hmm.
But I wonder, does using something quick and digital like crypto risk, distancing the donor
That's a really important question.
from the sort of visceral humility of the act?
The key thing, according to the sources, is the integrity of the act itself. Intent matters most.
Okay.
So while digital means can definitely increase efficiency, potentially feeding thousands more families across continents, the core obligation remains.
We could just...
Ensuring the dignity of the animal, ensuring ethical handling. That doesn't change. The distance might, but the required intention and oversight for a valid Qurbani, that stays the same.
So the goal is still transforming that meat into sustenance for those who cannot afford it.
Exactly. And if technology helps fulfill that charitable purpose more effectively, it arguably serves the underlying spiritual goal.
Okay, that makes sense. But it leads to a more fundamental question, one raised in our sources too.
Which is?
If the goal is minimizing suffering, maximizing dignity, why consume animals at all?
Yeah.
We hear strong arguments for universal vegetarianism these days. How does the source material tackle that?
Right. And the sources approach this very pragmatically, looking at global resources, health needs, across diverse situations.
Not a simple answer then.
No. They lay out basically 3 main reasons why shifting entirely to a global vegetarian model is, well, extremely complex, maybe even impossible right now.
Okay, what's the first one?
The first tackles limited plant food resources and the environmental side.
How so? We usually think plants are less resource intensive.
In some ways, yes, but think about scale. To produce enough high-calorie, nutrient-dense crops to feed, 8 billion people, we'd need to expand monoculture farming massively, exponentially.
And that kind of expansion, it comes with huge environmental costs, doesn't it?
Absolutely devastating ones. Massive irrigation needs, heavy reliance on chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides.
Land use changes too.
Yes, clearing land that might not even be suitable for crops, arid areas, mountains leading to soil degradation, biodiversity loss. It's a huge issue.
Plus, isn't some land only suitable for grazing?
Exactly. In many parts of the world, livestock graze on land that cannot grow crops. They effectively turn unusable plant matter into high-quality protein for humans.
So it challenges that simple narrative. Meat bad, plants good, environmentally.
It certainly complicates it. It shows there are trade-offs everywhere.
Okay, what's the second complexity?
It's about health needs, human nutritional requirements.
Meaning?
Meat provides vital, easily absorbed nutrients. Things like vitamin B12, certain fatty acids, heme iron, zinc.
Things hard to get from plants alone.
Very difficult, or sometimes impossible, without careful planning and supplementation, especially for vulnerable groups.
Like who?
Think about children in developing countries or pregnant women. Removing meat entirely without access to specialized supplements or fortified foods could lead to serious nutritional deficiencies.
So in places where nutritional security is already fragile.
Exactly. Mandating a diet that requires, frankly, a high level of nutritional knowledge and access to diverse foods or supplements. It might work for some, but could be catastrophic for others.
It becomes an issue of equity practicality.
Precisely. And that leads to the third point, the natural food chain.
Okay, what's the argument here?
Our sources argue that, well, humans are part of the cycle of life. We evolved as omnivores. Completely removing animals from the human diet, they argue, means fundamentally altering the very balance of nature.
How so, ecologically?
Well, in some ecosystems, removing livestock disrupts natural cycles. Grazing animals play a role in maintaining healthy grasslands, fertilization cycles. It's complex.
Right. So putting it all together, the source material isn't just defending meat eating unconditionally.
Not at all.
It's more like a conditional acceptance.
Yeah.
If humanity, for these practical reasons environment, nutrition must consume animals.
Then there's an obligation.
An obligation to do it in the most honorable and merciful way possible.
That's the core of it, an ethical framework for necessary consumption, built on minimizing suffering, maximizing gratitude, and ensuring fair distribution.
It's a system fundamentally about honoring that life.
Yes, and that honor is deeply religious. For every animal sacrificed under Qurbani rules, there's a specific recitation required.
Which is?
Bismillah. It means in the name of Allah.
How does saying that specifically change the act for the person doing it? What's the function?
It's a profound acknowledgement. It signals that the life being taken ultimately belongs only to God.
Not to the human.
No. The human is just a temporary steward acting with divine permission for a necessary purpose. It prevents arrogance, prevents taking life casually.
It formalizes it, makes it mindful.
Yes, it reminds the sacrificer they are handling a sacred trust. And the method must reflect the sanctity of that trust.
And this idea of stewardship, of honoring the animal, it extends backwards too, right? Before the final moment.
Absolutely. Into the selection process itself.
Our sources had that specific example, didn't they?
Yeah.
About sourcing the animals.
Yes, they detailed the diligence needed, mentioning purchasing camels, for instance, from a specific devout Muslim named Ahmad.
What was the point there?
The point was verifying Ahmad's character and his track record, ensuring his known care and kindness toward them.
So you have to check the supplier's ethics.
Yes, it's about an ethical chain of custody. You're not just validating the final act, but trying to ensure the animal had a decent life leading up to it.
Wow. That adds a whole layer of responsibility to sourcing that's often missing in industrial models focused just on cost and yield.
It transforms purchasing. It's not just economic, it's an ethically weighted decision.
Okay. So wrapping this up, our deep dive really shows Qurbani as much more than just a ritual.
Definitely.
It's a whole ethical system, really, designed to preserve dignity, ensure compassion, and it turns consumption into an act of social responsibility, of gratitude, governed by these detailed rules of mercy.
That sums it up well. The core message is that faith demands we honor the animals under our care. And when you consider the level of detail, the sharp blade, the water, avoiding fear, it really brings up a final thought, maybe a challenge for you, the listener.
Okay, what's that?
What responsibility does our modern consumerism, often driven by speed, profit, convenience above all else, bear in honoring the life of the animals we consume, even if someone isn't following these specific religious rules?
The underlying principle.
Exactly. Should dignity, as these ancient principles suggest, be preserved truly until its very last breath? It's something to think about.